Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, and everyone watching. This is Running on Empty Food Review. I am your host, the Report of the Week. A happy Saturday, happy start to your weekend, everyone. Trying out a new item from Burger King, the newest incarnation or reincarnation of their chicken fries, the Pretzel Chicken Fries, and we'll get to that in just a minute. First and foremost, this has been a huge impact, at least to me. I'm sure we've all heard the news about Mr. Bourdain, Anthony Bourdain, and it hit me hard. It blindsided me. It really took me back. He was someone who really was an inspiration to me. He wasn't just a food critic or a food reviewer or a traveler or an entertainer, but the way he did things was just, to me, a very intelligent and articulated way. And he's a man who I have great respect for. And to hear the news of his passing, it really hit me hard. And, truly, as I said, someone who was an inspiration to me. There's some sad news there that I'm sure a lot of people in the perhaps food or travel or just in the world community may have the similar feelings in regards to. Now, nonetheless, we've got a review to do, so let's do it. This review is for the Pretzel Chicken Fries from Burger King. Now, what are Pretzel Chicken Fries? Because we know what chicken fries are. Now, the Pretzel Chicken Fries are their newest incarnation of said chicken fries, composed of about 45% pretzel meat, and the rest is chicken. It's a terrible joke. What they actually are is it's supposed to be the chicken product that has like a pretzel-esque fried shell along with salt. And it's like, the good old, decades-old combination of chicken and pretzels. Well, that's what they're supposed to be. Burger King. Now, this is what I love about Burger King. Let me tell you. I went to Burger King this morning, and these have been out for a few days now. I actually got a bunch of requests for this, so I'm doing it. I go to Burger King, and mind you, these have been out for a number of days. And I go to the drive-thru, and I said, I'd like to try the pretzel chicken fries. I'd like to get an order of them. They say, what? I say, the pretzel chicken fries. Chicken fries? The pretzel ones. Hold on, let me check. And he said, we didn't even know we had those. All right. So, bold Burger King, they didn't even know that they had this item, which has been out for a few days, but they had them. They didn't have the nice box that it came in, though. I was looking so forward to it. Usually it has, supposed to have, instead of the gaping, dead eyes right there staring into your soul, it's supposed to have these cute little pretzel hearts instead, and we just got this one. But anyway, it says, this kind of has a few sarcastic remarks against you on this box. It says, tried to save you one, sorry. And then over here, this one I don't really understand. I'll cluck, you tweet. I don't know if that's a veiled threat or whatever. Anyway. What I decided, because it doesn't come in the standard pretzel chicken fries receptacle, I'm just going to dump them all out. Because it's something I've never done before, and the box is unremarkable as is, so no need for it. And so this is what it looks like. Pretzel chicken fries. You can see they are a bit more heavily breaded. Hopefully you can see it. A bit more heavily breaded. Again, it's supposed to have like a pretzel-esque batter on them. A little bit more saltier with a dipping sauce of your selection. And I really wasn't sure, so I asked the person there, well, what dipping sauce would you recommend? And they said they didn't know. So I just took a gamble and I got sweet and sour and buffalo. So there we go. There's our plate. Okay, like I'm giving a sacrifice right here. But it's a plate of some chicken fries, the pretzel ones. Right here, there they all are lined up on a plate. I'll try one, let you know my thoughts, and then I'll dip it in the sauce and let you know my thoughts on that too. Pretzel chicken fries from Burger King going in. Cross section action. Pretzel chicken fries. What a fascinating subject that is. I worry I may be a little laconic when it comes down to talking about everything except the pretzel breading on the chicken fries, because the chicken itself is standard. It tastes as the rest of the chicken, which the chicken fries saga is composed of. It tastes exactly identical to that. It may not be the highest quality chicken, but it still has a little flavor and a little juiciness, and it's really reliant upon the shape of the object, its reliance perhaps for dipping sauce, or all the creative combinations in terms of its breading that really drives this product forward, makes it the novelty that it is today. So when it comes down to the chicken, it's standard. No surprises, no frills, but that's sometimes a good thing. You don't want it to be the worst thing you ever ate either. When it comes down to the breading on this, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if this is going to be like it's a full-blown pretzel, or if it's like someone just broke up a bag of like those little, mini hard pretzels and kind of just breaded it with that, or if it was actually going to have that pretzel meat we were talking about earlier on it. I didn't know. Truth be told, I'm not blown away by it. I can't say I'm terribly disappointed either. It just wasn't what I was truly expecting. I was expecting a lot more a pronounced just pretzel flavor, Like you get the burgers of the pretzel dough bun, right? That was a big trend a few years back. You remember that? Now they've all gone brioche, or I don't even know what they do anymore. Maybe it was the other way around, but they would always have a pretzel bun on the burgers. A lot of big establishments tried that out. And it was like pretzel dough, it had a definitive taste to it. And I was expecting something similar to that when it came down to these. Instead, what I got was they were a little crunchier than usual, and a little more heavily breaded than usual, and there was a lot of saltiness in the breading here, which pretzels do have. But there wasn't any one thing that made me say, yeah, this tastes like a pretzel. Instead, it was as though they were just a little extra breaded and a little extra crispy and salty, but that's about it. I couldn't say it's discernibly pretzel-y. It's to me, it's more like their standard regular chicken fries with just a little bit of an upgrade, with just a little extra breading and a little extra saltiness to them, if that's what you like. So I was a little taken back by that. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I'm going to try it with some dipping sauce. We'll see. This is a buffalo sauce. Right there. Popeyes had a more oil-based. This instead is definitely more thick. Just take a bite out of that. We'll see how it goes. A little bit of like a tangy buffalo sauce, I'll tell you that. Almost like a buffalo ranch mix. Sweet and sour. I don't know if it's just... I never associated pineapples with sweet and sour sauce, but that's just me. But there was a picture of pineapple on this anyway. Guess that's stylistic preference, which they're entitled to. Go with the sweet and sour sauce. Goes well with these. Buffalo, not so much. Final assertion. When it comes down to these, the chicken fries are probably my favorite Burger King novelty, even more so than the Big King sandwiches. I like the chicken fries. I've always been a fan of them. Some of them are better than others. These, I'm a little disappointed because they're emphasized to be, I think, more along the lines of a pretzel than they really are. So don't expect this to be like full-blown pretzel dough and it's like a pretzel, you know. Instead, maybe expect it to just be a little crispier and crunchier and significantly saltier than your standard chicken fries, which I think they taste fine. I think they taste pretty good, but just keep in mind what they really taste like compared to how they may be portrayed in terms of name and or advertising. Therefore, out of 10, that has to be taken into consideration. This is going to get a 7 out of 10. Again, due to the fact that as a product, I enjoy them. I really haven't too much to complain about. The saltiness isn't overwhelming, and it goes very well with this dipping sauce here. But when it comes down to advertising and how it is portrayed to you, the customer, I think it's a little inaccurate in that regard. Keep that in mind. All right. On a final note, now you can check out the newest radio show if you're interested. SoundCloud.com/VORW_radio_INT. There might be 10 of you tuned in right now to this video who have a shortwave radio and are in Western Europe. I'm actively seeking listener comments. I'm thinking about starting up a broadcast to Western Europe, but I need to know if there's enough general interest to begin with to warrant such a thing. So if any of you 10 fellas are interested in writing in your comments, are much appreciated. Correspondence to vorwinfo@gmail.com. That's all that I have for you. Thank you for watching. Take care. This is Running an Empty Food Review. I'll see you later with another review at some point. Pretzel meat, chicken fries.